Reddit mods are in a Reddit thread right now discussing removing any discourse or posts that are directed towards you and D. They want to do a separation where it's either content from you or D or nothing at all. I would like to be removed from live stream fails. If they're discussing that, then I'm perfectly happy with it. Because, like, honestly, it is very one-sided. Like, I talk about Mr. Bonercelli very little. And when I do, it doesn't, like, make it to fucking live stream fails. But, like, look at this, dude. I mean, this is Destiny explains why he thinks Hasan is falling off. Destiny says he hates Hasan and thinks he's an evil person. Like, why is that relevant? You know what I mean? Like, why is that relevant? This is the first time I've been on LSF. Funny how the post where Hasan goes, yeah, none of that was true. Never get the same attention as Destiny says he hates Hasan, and Destiny reads Hasan saying he wants to kill himself. Hate gets the views. Destiny fans like to pretend that they don't obsessively downvote clips depicting Destiny in a bad light and make it out like it's a meme. But it's so observably true how obsessive and sycophantic they are in every LSF post about him. Yeah, but like, it just sucks because there are good clips, not just from my fucking stream. I'm sure there are better clips from my stream that the ones that make it on here. But like, there are good clips from other people, like smaller content creators, larger content creators, funny shit. And all of that is, there's no momentum for it because this subreddit basically has been overtaken by Destiny's community. Let's be real, right? And they also simultaneously act like that is not the case. And it's pretty crazy that, like, not only do they fucking brigade, but they simultaneously brigade about people saying that you're brigading. And I think, like, for normal people from the outside, maybe it has the capacity to make people think like, wow, this Hasan guy I sure despise. But I think for many people, if they spend enough time on the subreddit, they realize, like, this shit sucks, dude. It's just, they're literally constantly fucking flaming this shit. How did Destiny take his message out of context? Was Hasan not upset about his viewership? See, and then they, like, try to debate the merits of it. Like, they're like, oh, no, he was actually upset. He did want to kill himself. It's like, how do you have a conversation with this person? He is trying to literally fucking debate you on something that is objectively untrue. Like, it's basically like trying to debate someone and be like, oh, dude, this Hasan guy, he hates the taste of apples. And then I'm literally eating an apple in the clip being like, I love the taste of apples. Everyone is wrong about this, actually. And the guy in the chat is like, no, actually, he's faking his love for apples. We know he hates apples. It's like, what do you mean? I'm the guy you're talking about. What do you mean you know better than me about what I am doing? I think he's talking about the I'm going to kill myself comment. Made it seem like he just said that out of the blue when it really, he was replying to someone else. I just assumed he was half joking with that comment. It was very clear to me that it wasn't serious at all. But the amount of people who were like, haha, imagine being suicidal over easy job was too obnoxious. Yeah. Hasan wasn't saying he was going to kill himself seriously or even over viewership. It was a joke in response to another person riffing about what he was talking about. People requesting to do fun streams even though he just did them yesterday and he didn't watch it. 6-hour post in the past 24 hours with these two names on it. Unhinged, obsessive, and exhausting. I'm telling you guys, okay? I'm telling you guys, I don't want to be on the subreddit. I don't want to be mentioned on this subreddit. This subreddit is basically fucking used as a way to just shit on me. I don't like that. And it's done under the guise of like bringing accountability. But what is accountability? Where is the accountability when it's like Destiny obsessively going over like Discord messages that are out of context and fucking crying about it and being like, or laughing about it and being like, haha, he wants to kill himself because his viewership is like plummeting or whatever. When if Destiny got half of my fucking viewership, his audience would literally go crazy over how successful he is. None of this makes sense to me from the outside looking at it when I'm like not live and you know, when I try to understand, when I try to make sense of what the fuck they're talking about, I'm like, what is happening? What the fuck? Objectively, it makes no sense. Like, none of it makes sense. I feel like it's just like gaslighting by a bunch of dudes who spend all of their every waking moment fucking online, you know? People who post in that subreddit are 34 times more likely to also be posted as an RD. It is unironically always being brigaded by his fans. That's what I'm saying. Like, it has the highest overlap with his community because his community is like very active online, very active on Reddit specifically. It is funny though, because like they farmed it too hard though. When you're farming the land, you have to take care of the soil to ensure that it can like, to make sure that the soil basically gets the fucking good minerals again. You can't keep farming it over and over again and expect the same results. So what ironically happened is they farmed it so hard that it doesn't hit as hard anymore. You're basically hitting a smaller and smaller audience every single time you do this. And you have to rotate the crop out. And it's so strange. Just so you know, they're considering this only because these communities actively reducing traffic more than they're contributing to it. It literally got that bad. Yeah. What ended up happening is they captured it and they used it and they farmed it so much that like the subreddit literally, unless it's talking about me in some regard, doesn't break fucking 10K viewers. And now, even when the subreddit has like good drama content about me, it still doesn't break 10K viewers. They got too horny. They killed the fucking vibes. Ain't nobody wants to hear, even if you think I'm the most evil person on the planet, I'm sure you don't want to constantly fucking hear about like every little thing that has happened in my life. After a certain point, everyone's like, man, this is obsessive as fuck. Chill out. It's crazy. And they're like still debating it. They're like, no, man, it's actually real. He's like really sad. He's really sad. We got him. It's very odd. And it's also very unhealthy in general. I don't think they're real. People like the bot thing got worse under Elon. Yeah, but that's different. That subreddit knows that if they ban you, they see a drop in traffic to that place. They're so desperate to see big numbers. Ironic because if they banned me and they like focused on revitalizing the subreddit by like posting other shit, they would probably pop off. Eventually, it would take time, but I'm sure like as someone who doesn't like nor dislike Hasan, is everything around him always taken out of context? Every single time there's a clip that makes him look bad, he says it's out of context, but these are just messages. There's no context about it. Every time those messages have showed up, followed by his complaint about low viewership, that's because a normal person doesn't contain their takes exclusively the 30-second sound bites. So you think he was actually saying he wanted to commit suicide? I don't think anyone on LSF took the kill myself seriously. Everyone says that. It was him more making that he gets low viewership on banger content that everyone's laughing at. What? Everyone was laughing at. There is context. He was replying to a viewer about the heart rate monitor. The problem is, even if it was out of context, he constantly claims every criticism of his is out of context. So I don't think it'd be unreasonable for people to see that he assumed that he might be serious. Boy who cried wolf. Bro, you know what this feels like? I'm done reading this shit because it's so stupid. But it feels like when the media will go and do polls, right? You know how the media will go and do polls and be like, 50% of the population doesn't know if Israel has withstood more casualties or Palestinians have withstood more casualties. And it's like, when I see articles like that, I'm like, bro, that's a flex. You're basically flexing your power that you have so perfectly fucking made people like warp their sensibility of like, what is the reality, that like, you're basically just doing celebration laps at this point. Like, look how we fucking manufacture the consent type shit. The guy literally is going, not going, why is it that this dude is always getting fucking clipped out of context, and going, actually, although I do seem like that he is clipped out of context here, well, I see him complaining about that all the time, so it must not be true. And it's basically a guy going, I've been duped 10 times over, and instead of going, the guy that's been duping me is in the wrong, I'm going to now say, that Hasan is in the wrong. How can you recognize that you've been duped and then you still get mad at me? I know you don't want to be on there, but do you think if D was banned, it would fix it? I don't care. I am happy never being mentioned on there at all. Okay? I'm happy being never being mentioned on there at all. It's not a benefit to me at all. It's actually really fucking bad. Ahmad in that thread is suggesting banning clips from the two of you that mentioned the other. That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. Let's do that. Let's take that shit off. If LSF did a fraction of PR and promised no Hasan content, streamers would start looking at it. Streamers could start looking at it again. Yeah, exactly. They would brigade another sub like YouTube drama or something. I know. There's like not really anything you can do. Their community is like very, very invested in brigading. Anyway. Also, I did forget to run the top of the hour ad break after I said I was going to run it.